Well, this is the VegTrug wall hugger, and this is narrower than the standard VegTrug. It's 1 metre long and it's got a flat back to it, so it will sit snugly against a wall. It's ideal where space is limited, maybe on a balcony or in a courtyard. Here at the back of the house, against the wall, it's got a bit of additional protection, and also the eaves of the house keep the excess wet of the winter off the plants in it. I have got a cover for it, which I'm not going to put on right now because the weather's still quite kind. But shortly I'm going to put that on, and I'm going to use a horticultural fleece cover on it, which will give it added winter protection. You can also use polythene, or you can use the insect protection mesh. I find the polythene covers in a situation like this are great later on in early spring, but during winter they just hold a little bit too much moisture. I filled this with two 60-litre bags of multi-purpose compost, which are fine for the plants I'm going to put in it, and also will be okay because I'm going to sow some rocket seed or other salad leaves directly into the compost. Now, I've got a few herbs to start off with. I still want to get some parsley, and I have got basil, but I've got that in the house on the kitchen windowsill because that won't cope with the cold weather that we're starting to get, particularly at nights. I'd like to have grown sage, but actually this purple sage, it's a great favourite of mine, but this will be much happier in a pot out there on the patio in open conditions. It won't like being cooped up under a cover when I put that on. I've got Chervil, which is a nice sort of aniseedy flavour, good addition to salads. I've got oregano, and this is one of the hot and spicy newer hybrid oreganos. And I've got lemon thyme, which has a wonderful sort of aromatic lemon flavour. These actually prefer probably a more open sunny position to get the best flavour, but the advantage of growing them like this is that you'll get lusher growth and you won't get those annoying woody stems, which can be really quite unpleasant, particularly if you're using them in things like omelettes and salads. I've also got French tarragon, which is the perennial tarragon, and this is the one with a good flavour to it. The Russian tarragon is seed raised, it's annual, and it doesn't have that same intensity. This normally dies down in winter, but I'm hoping here in the VegTrug I'll be able to keep it going that bit longer. I've also got this, which is one I hadn't come across before. This is called stevia. It's called sweet leaf commonly. And the reason is because those leaves are really, really sweet. If you just chew one of them, it's almost got a saccharine flavour. But actually cut up in salads with a dressing on, it's absolutely delicious. It is tender, but I hope here in the VegTrug with a bit of protection, it will be just fine. For a bit of fun and a bit of colour, I've also put in one of these trailing violas. And of course these you can use actually in salads, both for appearance and also just to add a slightly different dimension. So I've got this end of the compost free. I'm going to sow in here some short rows of rocket and other salad leaves. And as I say, when the weather gets colder, I will cover it up and hopefully keep that season growing that much longer.